Okay, so we've got a graph, the line with the given slope and y-intercept. The slope is this m, it's m is 4/3. The y-intercept is b equals 2. And we're going to find a bunch of points on an xy axis and draw a line through it. That's all a line is, just a bunch of points. Where are those points, right? So there's a number of ways of going about this. Some students might like to just find the y-intercept and do the rise over run and make some points and draw a line through it. That's okay. I'll do that, but I'll also make a table. So we're going to do it both ways just to kind of beat it to death, all right? So we're going to go y equals mx plus b. That's the standard equation for a linear equation, right? Right, and now we just replace it with the numbers. Y equals 4/3 x plus 2. And we're going to make a little table just for fun. Maybe plot a couple of points, right? So it's always fun to plug 0 in for x, because that gives something simple usually. So if I plug 0 for x, I get 4/3 times 0 plus 2, right? So you follow me so far?
Yeah.
Awesome. And so that is just 0 plus 2, which is 2, right? So we have one point, which is x is 0, y is 2. See, this is x, this is y, right? We plugged x in, and we found that y equals 2, right? So we can actually plot that point, 0, 2. I mean, so this is the point. It looks like this. One second. One second. So the point just looks like this. It's just, 0, 2. We can plot that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so x is 0, y is 2. So on your grid, you guys just plot that point, right? 0, 2. It's right there, right? So good, we got 1 point on the line. And by the way, it told us that the y-intercept is 2, so it should be no surprise that, it hits 2 at the y-axis right there, isn't it? So, anyway, I'm just doing it both ways. I'm going to make the table, then I'm going to go over, just get the y-intercept and do the rise over the run. So there's 2 ways of doing it, right? So now we're going to plug in points, get another point here. Now, there's a 3 as a denominator. So we could plug in like 1 for x. The problem is we're dealing with fractions. Then we'd have 4/3 times 1 plus 2, which is 4/3 plus 2, which is, that's basically 4/3 is like 1 1/3 plus 2, which is, 3 1/3. And so we would have 1 comma 3 1/3. And that's okay. It's just hard to where is that on the graph, right? I mean, it's hard enough to get the points as so it's just more neat and it's more fun to plug in multiples of 3. So if you got 3 on a denominator there, you might want to plug in things like, 3, 6, 9, -3, whatever. Multiples of 3, because it'll give you whole numbers here, right? So for example, if I plugged in 3, I'd have 4/3 times 3 plus 2. By the way, where am I getting all these numbers on the left? All these x numbers. Where do they come from?
They're numbers that you're just plugging in there. You're putting.
Yeah, they just made them up. Imaginary, just made them up, right? Yeah, so because a line is an infinite list of points, right? I mean, so you can make up any x's you want. You could make up x's 100, 1,000,000, 50, whatever, I just usually like to keep it around 0, near to 0, because that's what our grid is going to show. So, but in any case, 4/3 times 3 plus 2. So 4/3 times 3. Well, 3 is 3 over 1. So if you want to, you could go 4 times 3 is 12. Over 3 times 1 is 3. So you got 12 over 3 plus 2, right? And 12 over 3 is just 4. So you got 4 plus 2, which is 6, right?
Right.
Or we could have cross-canceled the 3's to figure out that this was 4. I mean, 4/3 times 3 is definitely 4, right? You okay with that?
Yeah.
All right. And so 4 plus 2 is 6, and so we have x is 3, y is 6. So that's a nicer one than 1 and 3 and a third. That's harder to plot that, isn't it? So 3, 6, that's better. So let's plot 3, 6 on the grid, right? I need more black pens. Purple pen is not dark enough. Alright, so x is 3, y is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would be that point there, 3, 6, right?
Right.
So we have 2 points, now we can graph the line. Just to beat it to death, I'm doing another one. I'm just going to do what happens when x is 6. So I get 4 thirds times 6 plus 2. And that's 6 over 1. 4 times 6 is 24. Over 3 times 1 is 3. Okay, I got 24 over 3 plus 2. Not a cool way of doing it because I should have cross-cancelled before I multiplied. But anyway, that's 8 plus 2, which is... Right. So on this one I have 6, 10. X is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. Which is up there. So I'm beating this to death. I didn't even have to do that point. And I could have cross-cancelled. 3 into 3 goes once. 3 into 6 goes 2 times. 4 times 2 is 8. So I could have cross-cancelled there. Didn't have to multiply that out to get 24. But anyway, there we go. There's our points. And so we got 3 points. Let's maybe draw this line now. So there's our line, right? And the other way of doing it, but let me know when you're ready, by the way. Have you got your line drawn?
I have scratch paper. I don't have any graph paper, so.
All right, but have you got something drawn on your paper, a graph drawn?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
So I want you to put your pen on the Y-intercept at 2, right? And we have a slope is 4 thirds, right? So what that means is the rise, write this down, rise over run equals 4 over 3. So write down rise over run equals 4 over 3. You got that?
Yes, I do.
Rise runs further. Okay, so what's the rise?
The rise would be going up 4, and the run would be going out 3.
Nice. So, and the Y-intercept is 2, isn't it?
Yeah.
So one way of doing it, we didn't have to do a table at all. I just did this to beat it to death. But we could go get your pen and just put your pen on 2 on the y-axis. Where's 2 on the y-axis? Right here, right?
Yeah.
And then we're going to run 3, we're going to rise 4. So run 1, 2, 3. I've just run 3. And then I'm going to stop there and I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to rise 4. See that?
Yeah.
So run 1, 2, 3. Rise 1, 2, 3, 4. So run 3. Rise 4. Run 1, 2, 3. Rise 1, 2, 3, 4. And another point will be up here and so on, right?
Right.
And that's another way of doing it. But does that beat it to death now?
Yeah. So I'm a little confused on the answer. The answer would be 2, right?
The answer is graph the line. And we just graphed the line. Yeah, I mean, yeah, for this point, when x is 0, y is 2. Yeah, but what we need to do is graph the line. Yeah?
Okay.
Yep.